Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 29th of February 2024 and look as the price of Bitcoin is definitely heading towards the moon, and if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, it is also pumped up at $2.33 trillion. But to be honest guys, the biggest scariest matrix since the last 24 hours is that of the volume of stable coins, and it has reached $181.89 billion. And not only that guys, if you look at the volume of stable coins for Tether, it is well past the $100 billion mark. As a matter of fact guys, it is on the verge of crossing the $150 billion mark, and right now it is at $147.12 billion. So the numbers are definitely looking great, and in today's episode we'll definitely go ahead and have a look at that. And we got to kickstart the episode guys by talking about what is going on so far as spot ETF is concerned. Now look guys, it's needless to say that only because of spot ETF the price of Bitcoin is increased, isn't it? And the spot Bitcoin ETF guys has reached a new record as well, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now listen guys, I've said this thing several times in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast. In order to be updated on ETF world, James Safat is the person to follow via Twitter, and he has actually published some really critical information giving out some crucial details on what is going on regarding spot Bitcoin ETF. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. And guys, in the world of Bitcoin we have some update as well, and the US government, they have transferred nearly $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now mind you guys, these are Bitcoin that the government had actually seized from Bitfinex hacker. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. And this is the power of open blockchain, isn't it? Because whenever there is any transaction taking place, absolutely anyone in the world can go ahead and validate and verify these transactions. And this is one of the pillars of open blockchain that is actually popularized by Andreas Antonopoulos. So publicly verifiable is one of the important pillars of open blockchain. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on the news regarding the US government transferring $1 billion. Now guys, we also have some drama regarding GameStop coin. Now at this point of time, I'm pretty much sure you know what is GameStop. Now there is some drama going on so far as its coin is concerned, and there is a meme coin that is associated with GameStop, and it is called as GMS. But here's the interesting thing to note guys, this GameStop meme coin is not affiliated with the official GameStop brand, but it has definitely taken quite a lot of funds from the investors. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, finally I have some news regarding Shiba Inu coin, and their ecosystem is set to introduce a privacy layer that would actually make privacy much better for Shiba Inu holders and also for the ecosystem. Now look guys, looks like the meme coins are definitely making a comeback, because I'm looking at the price of Dogecoin right now, and it is definitely heading towards the moon as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is an event that I'm conducting on the 22nd of March, and it has to do with central bank digital currency, and the event is called a Central Bank Digital Currency, the Basics, Threats to Freedom and its Role in the Metaverse. And in today's episode guys, I'll go ahead and share what is it that you can expect so far central bank digital currency is concerned. Now look guys, I'm really curious to check where does stablecoin fit in once central bank digital currency goes mainstream. And just few days ago guys, in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I talked about Republican lawmakers. They were actually going ahead and publishing a bill that would actually completely ban central bank digital currency in US, isn't it? Now that news is definitely positive news. So in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what is it that you can expect on the session that I'm conducting on the 22nd of March. And the second news guys has to do with artificial intelligence. And the news essentially is that Saudi Arabia is seeking to become a global hub for artificial intelligence. And look guys, I wouldn't be surprised in the next few years or so itself, Saudi Arabia might just overtake all of the other countries in the world of artificial intelligence. And I'm not talking about in the Middle East, I'm talking about probably in the entire world as well. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. So let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive.
So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now mind you guys, the numbers today are absolutely phenomenal. But listen guys, whenever these numbers are ridiculously good, there is also a very high possibility that we might find out that there might be some notorious activities going on, isn't it? So let me go ahead and share what these numbers are. Because right now guys, as of today, 29th of February, the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.33 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.68%. Now listen to this guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours is at a staggering $202.43 billion. Now look guys, this number is absolutely ridiculously high. And guys, there are two reasons as to why this number is high. The first one is because of spot Bitcoin ETF. And the second news guys is that in the next few months, there will be Bitcoin halving, isn't it? So it looks like people want to go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin. And if you look at the 24-hour volume guys, it is actually up by 103.03%. And if you look at the volume in DeFi, it is at $14.63 billion. But unfortunately guys, DeFi is accounting for a lesser percentage of the total cryptocurrency market volume. It is only accounting for 7.23%. And it's needless to say guys, that majority of the volume is primarily driven by stable coins, isn't it? And if you look at the total value locked, it is at $93.18 billion. And Lido's dominance, guys, is definitely on an incline. And as of today, it is at $34.19 billion. And decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, guys, it is at 32.46%. Now look, guys, the next two matrix that I'm going to be reading out is probably the highest I've ever read, particularly for decentralized exchanges. And even if you look at the volume of stable coins, it has gone completely crazy. So based on these numbers, guys, looks like what is happening in the cryptocurrency world is that a lot of stable coins are being used in decentralized exchanges, and they are being used to go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's at least what the number says. Now, if you look at the volume of Uniswap, guys, for the very first time it has crossed the $3.5 billion mark. It is actually at $3.77 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, which is at number second. This might be the very first time even the number second decentralized exchange has crossed the $1 billion mark. And it is at $1.30 billion. This might be the very first time, guys, that the number one decentralized exchange volume has crossed the $3.5 billion mark. And the number second decentralized exchange, that is PancakeSwap, its volume has crossed the $1 billion mark. Now, will this trend continue or really? I'm not sure, but I'm definitely hoping for that. Now, the number third, guys, is Orca, and its volume is $752 million. The number fourth is Radium, and its 24-hour volume is $414 million. And finally, Curve Finance, its volume is $360.78 million. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the volume of stable coins. Now, listen, guys, as much as I like looking at these numbers, the last time the numbers for stablecoin was so high was when El Salvador officially made Bitcoin a legal tender. So when it was officially announced that Bitcoin will be a legal tender in El Salvador, there was 90 days. And after 90 days, it would be deemed as a legal tender. And on the 91st day, guys, the entire global cryptocurrency market collapsed. And only the price of Bitcoin did actually go down by well over $6,000. And that was the only time I can think of the volume of stable coins cross the $180 billion mark. But this time, guys, the price is increasing and the global cryptocurrency market is increasing as well. And what is really crazy, guys, is out of this $181.89 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $147.12 billion, followed by Circle USDC, and its volume is $13.33 billion, and finally True USD, guys, and its volume has gone up by well over 3 times since the last 24 hours. And today, guys, on the 29th of February, True USD's volume is $683.75 million. And stable coins, guys, despite the volume being high, is accounting for a lesser percentage than yesterday. It is accounting for only 89.85% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, look, there is a lot of interest drawn towards Bitcoin, isn't it? And because of that, Bitcoin's dominance is on the verge of touching the 53% mark. Now, right now, it is at 52.94%. And Ethereum's dominance, guys, is at 17.90%. Now, let me very quickly run through its market cap. Because Bitcoin's market cap is at $1.23 trillion. And Ethereum's market cap, guys, is well shy of $500 billion mark. It is at $419 billion. Now listen to this, guys. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is at a staggering $92.4 billion. This is absolutely massive, isn't it? I don't remember, guys, the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin was this high. Even when Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, going back to 2020. Even during that time, guys, I'm pretty much sure the 24-hour trading volume was hovering around the $60 to $70 billion mark. So $92.4 billion is definitely extremely high. And Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume, guys, is $37.5 billion. Now, guys, let me very quickly run through the top 3 gainers and the top 3 losers since the last 24 hours. And the first one, guys, is a token or a crypto called as Bonk. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 49.79%. Now look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised. Tomorrow it just might be in the losers list. The second one was Aviv, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 33.45%. And the third one, guys, is a king of meme coin, that is Dogecoin, and it is up by 29.15%. Now really I'm curious to check if Elon Musk has gone ahead and tweeted something regarding Dogecoin or not. Now so far as the top 3 losers is concerned, guys, surprisingly a protocol that is heavily connected to Bitcoin is down, and that is Stacks. And it is down by 6.65%. The second one, guys, is Flare. It is down by 5.02%. And the third one, guys, is VeChain, which is down by 4.98%. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the price particularly reacts over the weekend. And that would give us some indication as to which direction the price is moving before the Bitcoin halving. Now, mind you, guys, it's really important to note that in March, Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. And based on my understanding, because the inflation numbers are increasing, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes ahead and increases the interest rate hike. And because of that, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies would marginally go down. So keep an eye on the date when the FOMC meeting is. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called as eCash. And this particular project, guys, was associated with Bitcoin Cash's new version. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. So far as eCash is concerned, guys, the ticker symbol is XEC, and it is a cryptocurrency led by Amaury Sachet, who is also heavily involved in Bitcoin Cash, that is BCH. And the whole goal of eCash, guys, is to provide a digital cash system with faster transactions, lower fees and privacy features, and it is designed to be compatible with Ethereum technology and also decentralized finance sector. Now, what is it that makes eCash unique, guys? eCash focuses on fast, cheap and private transactions, and eCash, guys, has already introduced features like Snort Signature for efficiency and security, and Snort Signature and Taproot, guys, was implemented in Bitcoin Core towards the end of 2020, and so far as eCash is concerned, the project's aim is to scale to accommodate billions of users with ambitious technical improvements. Now, so far as the tokenomics is concerned, guys, eCash is similar to Bitcoin, but unlike Bitcoin that only has 21 million Bitcoin, eCash has 21 trillion XEC, making it easier for users to understand. Now, so far as the underlying technology or mechanism is concerned, eCash combines proof of work and proof of stake mechanism, and they do that for better security and efficiency. And they also plan to implement an avalanche post-consensus, which is essentially a system for enhanced security and upgrade capabilities. And eCash, guys' goal is to provide a means of digital exchange that is fast, with transaction being confirmed in just few seconds. And this, guys, is really crucial for daily use, isn't it? Because listen, users don't want to wait for long periods for the transactions to be processed, isn't it? Additionally, eCash also intends to keep the transaction fees low, making it cost effective for users to send and receive funds. As listen, high fees can be an absolute barrier to entry for more people, isn't it? Especially in regions where financial resources are limited. Another key feature, guys, of eCash is privacy. And eCash aims to offer anonymity in transactions, ensuring that users can conduct their financial activities without having their personal information exposed on the blockchain. So look, guys, technically speaking, the future of eCash is definitely there, but in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world, and even in the centralized world, guys, the best technology does not win, the most known technology win, and so far as eCash is concerned, guys, it is definitely striving to be a next generation digital currency that combines the best aspect of existing cryptocurrencies with advanced features tailored for widespread adoption and practical use in various financial applications. Now look, guys, if you want to ask my personal opinion, the technological functions are definitely there. It just might be even better than Bitcoin as well, but user adoption and people knowing about eCash is so critical, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see if, let's say, a tech giant like BlackRock, or let's say Vanguard, or Franklin Templeton goes in and adds this into the portfolio. If that thing happens, guys, eCash, that is XCC, will definitely pump up to the moon, isn't it? Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's quickly talk about the price of Bitcoin, guys, because it has definitely reached a new milestone, and right now it is at a new all-time high of $62,561. And in certain countries, guys, the price of Bitcoin has crossed the $64,000 mark as well. And in those countries, guys, I'm pretty much sure there is a lot of demand for Bitcoin, isn't it? Now, I'm looking at these prices via CoinMarketCap, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.72%. And since the last 7 days, the price of Bitcoin is up by 20.99%. Ethereum, guys, is at $3,459. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.80%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 15.30%. Now, Binance BNB Coin, guys, if I'm not mistaken, it has reached a new all-time high as well. And right now, the price is $414. I need to double check on this, guys, because me personally, I do not have much interest so far as Binance BNB Coin is concerned. But let me know if I'm miserably wrong. And if this is not the new all-time high for Binance BNB Coin, right now it is showing $414. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.34%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 8.53%. Now look, guys, the spot Bitcoin ETF has definitely taken Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market to new heights, isn't it? And the trading volumes for the 10 new US Bitcoin ETFs have surged a new record, more than doubling the previous high just set few days ago. And guys, as I just mentioned a few moments ago, the price of Bitcoin did actually reach a new all-time high, and the prices in the local currencies of at least 14 countries, including Argentina, Japan and Turkey, shattered new records as well. Now, so far spot Bitcoin ETF is concerned, guys, there's a data which is shared by Bloomberg ETF analyst James Afford. And listen, guys, you definitely need to follow him via Twitter. And what he actually stated is that the 10 ETFs collectively amassed a staggering $7.69 billion in trading volume. And that happened yesterday on the 28th of February. And guys, this marks a significant increase from the previous record of $4.66 billion in volume that was observed on the fund's launch date, that is 11th of January. And it's needless to say, guys, that BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin ETF, that is IBIT, dominated the trading activity, accounting for 43.5% of the total volume. And IBIT, guys, saw $3.35 billion in trading volume, doubling its previous daily record. Now look, guys, the only people who are going to be benefited by this is the multi-billionaires who have gone ahead and invested in the ETFs, isn't it? So BlackRock will definitely be benefited by this the most. Now, as much as I love saying this, guys, there is also part of me that is really sad that a lot of people, let's say in India, Zimbabwe and poorer nations, cannot go ahead and be part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Now granted, you can go ahead and say that they can go ahead and buy a certain amount of Bitcoin, and the only reason why they are doing that is because you want the demand for Bitcoin to increase, isn't it? And if more people go ahead and keep buying even tiny bits of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin is only going to head towards the moon. Now, guys, let's discuss some news, and that is regarding transfer of $1 billion of Bitcoin by the US government. And the US government crypto wallet has transferred nearly $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, guys. And these Bitcoin, guys, were actually seized by the US government from the Bitfinex hacker. But here's the interesting bit, guys. We do not know who the funds have been transferred to. We definitely know that the funds have been transferred, and we know what the address is, but who has access to the address, we have no idea. And there's an intelligence firm called Zakram. They have actually identified 4 transactions within the span of 2 hours. So at this point of time, guys, the motive behind these transactions is unclear, and the US government has not provided any immediate comment as well. And the Bitcoin movement, guys, does actually coincide with a volatile day of trading in cryptocurrency world. And while the transaction was actually taking place, the price was on the verge of touching the $60,000 mark for the very first time since going back to November of 2021, isn't it? And at that point of time, guys, when the transaction took place, the price was on the verge of touching the $64,000 mark. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, who actually has control to these 4 addresses. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it is transferred from one department to another. But look, guys, who actually has the private key? What happens if that person disappears or due to unfortunate circumstances passes away as well? The entire $1 billion goes away, isn't it? Now listen, guys, some notorious Bitcoin maximalists would actually like such things, because when such instances happen, guys, it just means that $1 billion worth of Bitcoin is off from the system, isn't it? Which just means reduced supply, and that eventually means that the demand increases, and that could actually lead for the price of Bitcoin to increase in the near future. Now, guys, let's discuss 2 news from the world of meme coins. Now, the first news, guys, is more of a drama that has to do with GameStop, and GameStop memes, also called as GMS, is a project that is actually inspired by the success of Wall Street memes, that is MWS token, and there is news reporting that the GameStop memes have raised $4 million from investors, and this is according to a post via Twitter on February 14th. However, guys, some investors have raised concerns, alleging that the project operates as a never-ending pre-sale, and they are collecting investors' crypto without providing promised tokens in return. And an anonymous investor, guys, has actually claimed that he has spent $1,000 on GMS tokens but never received them as well, and developers actually informed him that the tokens will only be delivered after the pre-sale concludes, with no defined end date provided. Now, could it be possible that they'll take these monies and disappears? Most likely yes, but for the investors, I'm hoping I'm 100% wrong. But listen, guys, the development team did actually mention to Cointelegraph that the tokens will be distributed post pre-sale without specifying an end date, and they also mentioned a contingency plan to match unsold pre-sale allocation. But listen to this, guys. So far as the GameStop meme coin is concerned, it is not at all affiliated with the official GameStop brand. And also, guys, the project that is GameStop token meme has also falsely claimed that they are in partnership with Cointelegraph. So these are things you definitely need to be aware about. Now, guys, let's discuss some positive news regarding meme coin, and that is to do with Shiba Inu, guys. And the Shiba Inu ecosystem is set to introduce a privacy layer powered by the Tree token. And the whole idea, guys, is that they want to go ahead and enhance privacy for SHIB token holders, and they're actually collaborating with a cryptography firm called Zama, and the developers aim to create a privacy-focused network on top of the Shibarian blockchain. And this initiative, guys, will definitely bolster the value proposition of SHIB tokens, isn't it? Because they're going to be improving the privacy features, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, once the privacy feature kicks in, it's definitely going to have a positive impact on the SHIB tokens. So definitely positive news, I guess. And look, guys, historically, if you look at Shiba Inu or Doge coins, Shiba Inu is definitely a much better meme coin, to be honest. They actually have a blockchain as well, they have a developer community, and even the improvement proposal that they make definitely has a lot of strong technical elements to it as well. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and meme coin world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is an event that I'm conducting on the 22nd of March, and that is to do with central bank digital currency. And the event is called a Central Bank Digital Currency, the Basics, Threats to Freedom and its Role in the Metaverse. And the event, guys, is scheduled to take place from 11 AM to 12:30 PM Gulf Standard Time. So what you can do is you can go to eventbrite.com and just search for the event by Blockchain DXB. Alternatively, guys, if you want to go ahead and attend the session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And guys, listen, if you want to go ahead and sponsor this session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So let me go ahead and briefly share what is it that you can expect at this session. That look, our central bank digital currency, whether we like it or not, are definitely going to go mainstream in the next 3 to 5 years. And this session that I'm going to be conducting on the 22nd of March is essentially broken down into 3 parts. In part A, guys, I'm going to be explaining what is central bank digital currency. We'll go ahead and explore the history of central bank digital currency. What is it that actually triggered the IMF, the World Bank to go ahead and implement central bank digital currency? And how does it differ from blockchain system? And we'll also look at the current state of central bank digital currency. Now, just few days ago, guys, I did talk about Republican lawmakers. They want to go ahead and put an outright ban on CBDCs in US, isn't it? And so far as India is concerned, India, on the other hand, is very proactive on central bank digital currency. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that. Now, look, as the leader so far central bank digital currency is concerned is China. So we'll very briefly touch base on that. Because regarding China, guys, I do have a session dedicated in part B, so I'll go ahead and update on that. And guys, in part A, I'm also going to be sharing the list of countries currently studying, working on CBDC, and England, guys, is definitely very proactive so far central bank digital currency is concerned. And look, guys, IMF definitely got triggered when El Salvador made Bitcoin a legal tender. So we'll briefly go ahead and discuss what role does IMF play so far central bank digital currency is concerned, and what role does World Bank play so far central bank digital currency is concerned, and I'll very briefly touch base on what is it that the UAE is doing in the world of central bank digital currency. Now in part B, guys, which is my favorite, I'm going to go ahead and share key difference between central bank digital currency and Bitcoin, and one should truly understand what is it that central bank digital currencies are, and then make a comparison with Bitcoin. And to be honest, guys, these are exactly opposite ends. Now one thing to note, that central bank digital currency are definitely digital coins, but it has nothing to do with blockchain technology. As a matter of fact, guys, it is exactly the opposite of Bitcoin, isn't it? And in part B, guys, I'll also go ahead and discuss, can CBDCs pose a threat to freedom, and what are the political implications of central bank digital currency? Now look, guys, imagine a world where you're using a central bank digital currency and the opposing party, they do have right over your spending, and they can go ahead and stop your account at will. Essentially, guys, with CBDCs, the government will have full control over your spending, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And in part B, guys, we'll also discuss the political implications, the support and resistance to CBDC, and there is a section dedicated to China's role in CBDC. Now look, guys, so far central bank digital currency is concerned, China is leaps and bounds ahead in the world of central bank digital currency, and I'll go ahead and share how did they go ahead and do that. Did they use corporate companies? Did they go ahead and use retailers to go ahead and advance central bank digital currency? I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. Now it's really important to note, guys, that there are three types of CBDCs. So on part B, we will look at the different types of central bank digital currency. Now at the outset, guys, you need to know that there is wholesale CBDC, retail CBDC, and multi-CBDC. Wholesale CBDC, guys, is ideally meant for banks and financial institutions to go ahead and have settlement. Retail CBDC is something that you and me can use at, let's say, a grocery store, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe to go ahead and watch movie and regular transactions. Multi-CBDC is kind of meant for international transactions, and the UAE, guys, is already part of a multi-CBDC, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now in part B, guys, I'm going to be discussing a controversial topic, that is central bank digital currency's role in the metaverse. Now look, guys, as much as I dislike saying this, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will not be an ideal fit in the metaverse. Central bank digital currency, on the other hand, will be an ideal fit in the metaverse. So I'll go ahead and give out my reasoning where I do feel that central bank digital currency will be an ideal fit in the metaverse. But this begs this question, what happens to stable coins? Now look, guys, I hate saying this. Once we have central bank digital currency, I really don't see a use case of stable coins, because stable coins are definitely not following the ethos of open blockchain. They are pretty much similar to central bank digital currency in some sort, so I'll definitely go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. And finally, guys, in part C, it's catered primarily to UAE, and the UAE central bank, guys, is already part of multi-CBDC. And in part C, guys, I'm going to be focused on UAE central bank's role, and they also have something called as Fed program, and they focus on 9 core areas. The first one, guys, is card domestic scheme. The second one is eKYC. The third one, guys, is central bank digital currency itself. The fourth one is open finance. The fifth one is supervisory technology, also called as SUP tech or SUP tech. The sixth one, guys, is innovation hub. The seventh one is instant payments platform. The eighth one is financial cloud. And finally, guys, the ninth one is excellence and customer experience. And this essentially, guys, is a Fed program which is done by UAE Central Bank, keeping in mind central bank digital currency. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this news. And look, guys, this session is completely free of cost. And if you want to go ahead and sponsor this session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Saudi Arabia. And they're definitely seeking to become a global hub for artificial intelligence, isn't it? So let me go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on this, because the article, guys, is written in a leading publication called as avsat.com. That is www, A for alpha, A for alpha again, W for water, S for sugar, A for alpha, T for tango.com. So let me go ahead and share what this article actually talks about. Because in the article, guys, Yasir Arumian, the PIF governor, is emphasizing Saudi Arabia's aim to become a global AI hub, and the Future Investment Initiative focuses on sustainability, education, healthcare, artificial intelligence, and robotics. And the Future Investment Initiative invests in companies in these sectors and partners with research and academic institutions, and expansion plans include organizing events in Brazil and even Kenya to foster investment opportunities and over 70% of PIF investment guys are local, supporting the kingdom's economy, and PIF strategy guys aims with Saudi Arabia's 2030 vision, aiming for long-term impact and economic transformation, and guys, the annual investment range somewhere between the $40 to $50 billion mark until next year, that is 2025. And guys, the article also focuses on impact metrics like the GDP growth, job creation, and local content that has seen a substantial increase. Now listen guys, it's really important to note that despite a decline, international investments remain significant with a focus on the US market, and Saudi Arabia's advantages of the AI hub status include energy leadership, political will, funding, and skilled workforce. And Aramco, guys, as we know, which is a leading giant in the entire world, is emphasizing sustainability, and they are claiming lower carbon production per barrel compared to the other peers. And Aramco is investing in clean energy technology with 12 research and development centers worldwide. And guys, the PIF governor definitely stressed that Saudi Arabia is well positioned to be a major global hub for artificial intelligence related industries, and he went ahead and explained that it has many competitive advantages to achieving this goal, including their leadership in clean energy services. So it looks like guys, the Public Investment Fund governor and the chairman of the Future Investment Initiative Institute and chairman of Saudi Arabia's board of directors, Yasir Al-Rumayyan, is definitely in favor of getting into artificial intelligence game, isn't it? And look, our Vision 2030 is an absolutely massive deal, and because of that, lately I'm seeing so many developments, particularly in the world of artificial intelligence. And guys, what I've done in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I've gone ahead and released a standalone episode on Saudi Arabia, and it is actually called a Saudi Arabia AI Frontier. And look guys, what is crazy about this episode, it is entirely written by ChatGPT 4, and I've also taken some help from Gemini. But here's the interesting bit guys, I have absolutely no clue what the content is. I just took that script, I asked ChatGPT 4 to go ahead and make it into a podcast script, and then guys, I converted the podcast script using a cloning device where it has actually gone ahead and cloned my voice. So what you'll be listening in that episode guys is definitely my voice, but I have no clue what I'm talking about. I don't even know what the content is, and the whole reason for me to not look at the content guys is I didn't want absolutely any human element involved in it. I wanted the episode to be 100% driven by artificial intelligence, and what better country to focus on that is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So those were the news guys on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, meme coin, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Danny who asks, do you think we may find some massive collapse of either exchange or a cryptocurrency or DeFi project? Now look Danny, in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world, such things are definitely going to happen, irrespective of the price heading towards the moon, or even if we are in a bearish market. That is unfortunately one of the drawbacks of human greed, isn't it? Now look, the price of Bitcoin this time is definitely heading towards the moon, and to be honest, there is a very logical reason, and that is because of BlackRock getting into the game. And if you actually follow the trail of money so far as BlackRock is concerned in the world of Bitcoin, I mean, it does seem extremely logical, and I don't see any negative thing going on, at least so far as Bitcoin is concerned. Now I'm pretty much sure we're going to find out something to do with decentralized exchanges, because I don't understand why the volume picks up pace only on Thursdays. It is a complete anomaly, to be honest. And if you listeners do actually know why the volume of decentralized exchanges picks up pace only on a Thursday, please go ahead and update me on that. Now all these things being said, another scary metric, Danny, regarding decentralized exchanges, all the other metrics are same, only the total value locked is increasing. So to answer your question, yes, I do actually envision some massive collapse, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Binance, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, does actually falter. Now look, on September 2022, Binance's stablecoin was on the verge of overtaking Circle USDC, and that was when the whole drama actually started between Circle USDC and Binance. And look, unfortunately, when regulation kicks in, and knowing the notorious history of the left-leaning regime, they went ahead and straight up attacked Binance, and the entire stablecoin has completely disappeared. Imagine Binance BUSD, which was number 6 of as the cryptocurrency market is concerned. That thing has ceased to exist. That just shows you if the governments want to go after any particular project or protocol, they can definitely go ahead and do that. But to answer your question, I do actually envision a collapse of Tether USDT, and if that thing happens, I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies falls down well over 80 to 90%. It just might even call for the end of cryptocurrency as well. But look, Tether USDT is too big to fail. But who's to say Binance is too big to fail as well? At one point of time, there were questions actually raised if Binance is actually bigger than Bitcoin. And surprisingly, even I, looking at what is going on in the world of Binance, even I had second doubts, because Binance's volume was ridiculously high. They had Binance BNB Coin, they had Binance DeFi sector. There were so many things going on in the world of Binance, but unfortunately 2023 has been the worst year for Binance. Even 2024 isn't the best year for Binance, so it's going to be really interesting to see what is going on in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, and if you do find out a massive collapse either of Tether USDT or Binance BNB. Those are my honest thoughts, but look, I'm hoping I'm 100% wrong on this, because the last thing we want is any particular project or protocol to go completely belly up, as in when we are heading towards Bitcoin halving. So I'm hoping I'm 100% wrong, but definitely a really interesting question. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other 2 news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East, and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.